Don't ask me what I think of you. Might not tell you what you want you to. Hello there, everybody. How you doing? Yeah, a little bit of Fleetwood Mac. Oh, well. Part 1 and 2. Bob Welch. What a guy. Anyway, it's Wednesday. How are you all? So good to see you. And as I go around here punching the buttons and go, okay. So what's happening? Yeah, I'm it's all right. Just had to get the bus over here to the side, you know. So, but anyway, hey, Nina the Mystic, how are you, my dear? Are you floating yet? I saw that the frogs were building arcs out in your area. Sending you some dry sunshine, bro, you know, in the afternoon there, Nina. So how is everybody? Susie, you, good to see you. Jules, Grandpa, Martin and Heidi, Dragon Soul Fox, go, good to see you. David Barry, much love to you, brother. David Castle, wasn't that thoroughly enjoyed the encounter, David? We're going to be doing it again. High energy show, no doubt about it. Just a lot of love, a lot of healing. I mean, that's the type of vibration and frequency that if it resonates with you, it brings healing to your body. Pretty cool, eh? Hey, Blissful, what's happening? Grandpa Brian, hello. Was that heads too? What's going to salutations right back at you. Emperor Rex, hello. Truth Seeker, John Price, Guy and Paul, much love. Chloe, Kathy, hello. Yep, I'm drowning down here on the West Coast. Yeah, well, I heard it was bad. I have a brother that lives in Seattle, and he was just saying it's like the windows of heaven unzipped. Yeah, there's a lot of water up there, isn't there? Amazing. So what's happening? Hey, Doug, good to see you. Grandpa Brian, again, hello. Dave Sullivan, Eric, good to see you. Mary Wins, hello. Thank you for the information on Geneva. I'll get that put together. Lost in Space, hello. Good to see you, Robert Scott. Hey, Chris, good to see you, dear. So, favor be with us all. Nothing missing, nothing broken. Prosperity got 2 more reports. And I know that there are some out there that struggle. Nothing natural about it. You're saying it's just like the heavens were just opened up by some other force? I can dig that. Absolutely. And I've been meditating on this because, why is it that it seems to work for some and why does it not work for others? Well, it's all perception, just my opinion. But I do know this: to become abundant minded. How's that? Sometimes prosperity, some people get a little touchy on that, but abundant living. Now, abundant living can be a minimalist environment. And when you're cultivating new thoughts, new ground, many times it's like a field that has laid fallow for a season or more. It's good fertile ground. It's just that it's been just laying there. And the first time that you begin to, let's say, I'm going to become more abundant minded, not need minded. Now, once, put them out of the equation. We're talking about abundance versus a need mentality. A need mentality says, I'm never going to have enough. I need this, or I'm always in lack of. Where abundant thinking says that no matter what, the universe is not going to go broke. The earth is not going to go broke, and neither will you, no matter what the situation. So getting back to this fallow ground. So this is the fertile fields in all of our minds. And the first time, if any of you who are gardeners know, the first time you turn over soil that's been laying fallow for a while, yeah, it's a bitch. It's hard work, really hard work. whether you're using a machine or by shovel. And prosperity, abundant thinking is the same way. Even before you plant the seed, you have to cultivate the soil, get it ready. And a lot of that time is spent metaphorically here. Some people actually repulse money, wealth. And they'll swear to you, no, I don't. But then it's sometimes that unknown frequency that we admit. We all emit a frequency. Many times it's unknown. But if you can get there and prepare the soil, and then when you're ready to really plant the seed, the soil will receive the seed and a crop will come up. Seed time, harvest time. Anyway, someone needed to hear that. I don't know who, but it's true. I mean, if you come from a family that's poor, broke, and you have been around that environment, it's just the laws of the material universe. So anyway, let's move right on along. I can do it on. Oh, Nina. See, I love all this. I got a whole chat going on. Yes, Chloe, isn't that interesting? My wife thought it was funny when we first started dating, because I will. If there's a penny there, it's a penny more than I had before. And it just depends on what your perspective of. 1 penny multiplied every day for a month. If you multiply it and continue to multiply it out, how much money do you have at the end of a month? Think about it. And a penny can add up very quickly. So yeah, Chloe, I do the same thing. Hey, Elderberry, what's up? Divine Empress, how are you doing? B3, Life is Speaking. Yes. And Pat Metheny has a great album, Still Life Thinking. Still Life Thinking. All right. Where do I go? I showed this to Trina and David after we did our show. So I've got a new spirit box, and this thing's a dandy little doodad. There it is. The canary. And it's quite amazing. I've used it a couple of times, and spirits be dancing all around my head. Makes me glad that I'm not dead. We're going to get more into this later. It's pretty cool. Yeah, that's true. So we are into our book, The Morning Star Tales. I ordered this because Lynn and I are talking about it, and it is I don't know who Lee Austin is, but from the picture in the back, give you guys an idea. Maybe this creature's a talking, but what I know is heading towards us to the end, and we're going to get to the end of this. One thing I wanted to show everybody, let me stop that, then goot that right there. So how many of you have seen this article? Let me go over here. Thought it was so appropriate. This is former Google exec warns of arrival of godlike artificial intelligence. Are we being, I don't know, prepared by a lot of the things that we read here? Anyway, it goes on, talks about the singularity, a hypothetical future where technology has overwhelmingly advanced past the point of no return may be happening in our lifetime, and this could be the end of humanity as we know it. This warning comes from Mo Gaudat, a former Google executive from the search giant's moonshot organization, X Development. When interviewed by the Times, he claimed that AI developers at X were creating God. He came to this realization after seeing an AI-controlled one-arm robot pick up a small ball and then show it off to the developers in a flaunting manner. To God, that seemed very human-like. And there's the experiment. It's not just Goddad who fears singularity. Elon Musk has recently warned of the coming of a smarter than human AI within the next 5 years. Even while exceeding human intelligence, today's AI has already caused damage to society due to abuse and arguably immoral applications. Social media, it's our new master. For one, it just goes on. But anyway, I wanted to share that with you because I thought that was really interesting that, hey, what's going on here, Jack? God. And I keep contending, and I will until my time to cross over, is that if AI is intelligent, much like we were talking about yesterday, does spirituality need intelligence? Does intelligence need spirituality? I think the definitive answer is that intelligence does not need spirituality, nor does spirituality need intelligence. And so that becomes a real question. Then what is intelligence? Is intelligence the ability to be self-aware, self-sentient in thoughts that you can say, I am? I don't know. Or are we just the mere image of something that we're not sure what it is? We are so deluded that we think that we were created in the image of something. And so thus we just say, well, it looks like us. How do we know that? There isn't any humans left. There are no humans left. We are transhuman. We are the hybrids. We are technically transhuman, have been since almost appears from a long time ago. And so as we continue to transcend into humanism, what you're about to read on this, oh man, are we so screwed? But I digress. Let's get this thing done. We only got a few pages left, and then we'll get into, I think we may even get this all done. All right. This is such an interesting book, I gotta tell you. Wow. All right. Reality is that which, when you stop believing in it, doesn't go away. This is chapter 8, the Alchemys mix. Alchemy is the occultic science in the black. Now, this is Lucifer talking, remember. We have to decide and determine, is he lying to us? Or is he telling the truth? Because we live in an inverted reality. So if we believed in a God that is, primarily the Abrahamic foundation, so we always say, well, that God can't lie. Well, if it created something that's lying, all right, you just figure it out. So what if what we've been told is the liar is actually the truth sayer? And who we've believed absolutely because we got the books, that this is the one that doesn't lie. I often say, let's all get in a circle, point fingers at each other, and then ask who is the liar in the circle. And remember, if you got one finger pointed at you, there's 3 more pointing back at you. So if you're pointing your finger at someone else, remember, you are your own Satan because you're accusing yourself. All right, I digress. Is the occultic science and black magic art of unifying matter and spirit. On a physical level, the process of burning off lead impurities transforms the matter of lead into gold via the legendary philosopher's stone. Kabbalists believe Jacob's ladder to be a powerful alchemy vision, revealing super consciousness as Jacob laid his head upon the stone. This is the genus of the philosopher's stone, translated as Al-Kamet or black fertile soil. of the Nile, alchemy also functions spiritually as an occultic mystical agent of black goo programmable matter. Black goo all the time. The sediment, eternal dark matter of the abyss, will upgrade the double helix DNA code of an image into my XXX DNA genome code, in essence, resurrecting a mortal image made in his image and into an immortal image made in my image. I just got to say, as an image, that totally sucks. I don't like it because this is a no-win equation. It's an either-or situation. That sucks. I think if there's a rebellion, we need to rebel against both of these a-holes. Just my opinion. It was the 200 Watcher angels that first taught women the science of alchemy. Let's just stop time out. It wasn't man here. It was the feminine, the female. They have always held a superiority to man. They were in communion. Hell, they were in coitus with these angelic beings. The thing that's really odd, isn't it, is that we never hear about a man having intercourse with an angel. It's always the other way around. I don't know. Just ask the questions, that's all. The book of Enoch, chapter 7, verse 10 says, "Then they took wives, each choosing for himself, who they began to approach." Now, how would an angel approach a woman? And let's just go woo, 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 back in time. So here we are, folks. We're sitting out in our little Cabernet here having some fine wine because, you know, that's what we do. And I mean, what happens? Does the guy come in, sit at the bar and say, "Hey, babe, I look into your eyes and I can see now why the angels cry. When I look into those eyes, I know that the beauty became stars and fell down to earth." I mean, is that what they say? I don't know. You know, I was really good back in the day. I mean, yeah. But anyway, I mean, what did they say to him? Well, they apparently approached him, with whom they cohabitated. So what's the deal here? Hey, babe, I'm like this angelic being, but can I crash over at your place tonight? I'll share some stuff with you. I don't know. So they cohabitated with him, all right, teaching them sorcery, incantations, and divining of root and trees. I'd love to have been there. I mean, how did they go about doing this? Was this in class? Was this in casual conversation? Was it while you were breaking bread or making the bread? I don't know. Alchemy symbols include the signs of the zodiac, twin coiled serpents, and the Freemasonic bronze pillars of Jachin and Boaz, strategically positioned at the entrance of every Masonic temple. Jachin at the right signifies unity, wholeness, with Boaz on the left points to the world of creation. In truth, these pillars are a satanic portals to Saturn. Wow. If you want to go back, and go back into the archives. I have it in my playlist when Patrick Garrett and I were talking with the planet. Saturn, go back and listen, but seems to me we were directly plugged into something, you know, and it's been years since we were together on that. So a lot of changes since then. The Kundalini is a mimicry of the Demiurge's fire, flowing into the primal energy gateway at the base of the spine. Here, fierce disembodied spirits, demons, oppress images. So they rule us by our genitalia, is what they're saying here. Kundalini, yeah, okay. Kundalini's secret path rises through the 7 chakras, or stepping stone portals, leading to the opening of the third eye and demonic influence. The occultic mystery of Gnosis knowing is revealed in the spiritual ambition of every image to escape samsara, or the cycles of reincarnation. Bet your ass. I mean, at times I feel like we're running, like, run, Forrest, run, they're going to reincarnate us again. Come on. I think that may be more true than what we realize. It's like this freaking spiritual harvester that's coming along. Whoom, 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 whoom. And, whatever spirit is in its path, screwed, going back. And probably what haunts us, because we hear that sound, whoom, 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 and we know that that is the spirit harvester. Yeah. This spiritual journey begins with the discovery of the eye of the storm. Contained within that storm is the point. This is the highest symbol in Freemasonry. The mandala encompasses the point, and Sanskrit represents the circle, symbolizing wholeness and the cycle of life. Yes, the rabbit hole only gets deeper and darker. With the advent of my golden age, the flat earth will terraform into gold, a mimicry of his streets of gold, as above, so below. The golden age, stone age, fifth age, age of Aquarius, is the final great work. Hermeticism reveals 2 suns, an invisible black sun comprised of pure philosophical gold, and a physical white sun. These are held within a medium of space and time. The black sun is the template of my opus magnum, the great work. Now, this is really interesting because I saw this and I said, now, wait a minute. He's talking about a white sun. Well, here's the phenomena of that. And fact check me on this. 100 years ago, we had a yellow sun. We don't today. The physical composition of the sun has changed. And I just thought that this is what gets this book. You're going out, and it's the way they place things. It's so freaking subtle that it's almost like a 2x4 hitting you over the head. Anyway, Hermes was the Olympian Greek god of mythology, writing, and magic. Hermeticism and Gnosticism, knowing, both shared the belief in 2 gods, the demiurge, or lesser god, and morning star, or greater god. Through Gnosis, Hermes believed the soul could reach an apotheosis in Sophia's 8th sphere of heaven. Gnostics believe she embodies the feminine attributes of God, falling like lightning while attempting to create my flat earth. Too much? Hermeticists consider themselves to be the caretakers of nature. An alchemist's great work is divided into several categories: chemical, psychological, physiological, societal, and astronomical. Alchemists work within 3 primes, or tria prima. A 3-sided pyramid, or tetrahedron, is a 3-dimensional portal connecting to the ether plasma conduit of the 2nd heaven of the 4th dimension. Here, the watcher angels are imprisoned for their transgressions against female images. Yeah. As Lucifer would say, is this too much for you, images? Chapter 9, numbers add up. When the Mason learns that the key of the warrior of the room is the correct application of the dynamo power of life, he has learned the mystery of his trade. The seen energies of Lucifer are in his hands. Manly P. Hall. I had a friend who is heavily involved in politics. The truth of the matter is, and it's probably a lie of the truth, but there are many who are in power. This is who they worship. This is who they, and as they'll tell you, this one doesn't require murder. This one really doesn't require you to worship it, but it pays exceptional dividends. But remember, the path you choose is the reality that awaits you on your transitioning. Numerology is the occultic symbiotic relationship between a number, event, and alchemy. For example, 3 represents my snake wave letters, M, W, and S. 3 times 3 is the esoteric significance hidden behind the 33rd degree of Freemasonry, granted by invitation only. The 33rd degree symbolizes the human head sitting atop the 33rd vertebrae of the back. Alchemy improves that which already exists. Contained within it is the mystery of these 3 worlds, divine, humane, and elemental. The glaze over your eyes inspires me. Let me know if I'm going too slow for you. A 3-stranded cord isn't easily broken. That is why it is represented in so many religions, each having its own trinity. Satan, antichrist, false prophet, Father, Son, Holy Spirit, Brahman, Vishnu, Shiva, Nimrod, Samaras, Tamazu, Osiris, Isis, Horus. Freemasonry unites all these gods in their oaths by identifying them with the number 3. The 3-sided triangle represents the entire man, body, soul, and spirit. The Masons' great work is the perfecting the masterpiece, represented by the cubic rock and crowned by the pyramid-shaped stone. The Great Pyramid of Giza is a 3rd-dimensional replica of his 5th-dimensional Mount Zion. Constructed by the Nephilim and Dark Angels circa 3500 BC, the pyramid was originally polished in white limestone. Its capstone was covered in gold, located halfway between the Cape of Good Hope in South Africa and the northern Cape of Norway, midway between the east coast of China and the west coast of Mexico. Giza Rest at the intersection of the 30th parallel of longitude and latitude. The exact center of my flat Earth, technically 29.972258 north, which equals the speed of light, which is 299,792,458 meters per second. Having fun, kids? For 4,500 years, the Great Pyramid of Giza was the tallest structure in the world, rising 42 stories above the desert floor. It contained enough stone to build a 6-foot-high wall from New York City to Los Angeles, covering 16 acres. It consists of approximately 2.3 million limestone blocks weighing up to 10,000 tons each. The sides of the pyramid are equilateral triangles pointing to the true north, south, east, and west. Its base square right angles are accurate to 1/20th of an inch. A Hebrew cubit is 25.025 inches in length, while the base side of the pyramid is 365.24 cubits. This corresponds to the exact number of days in a solar year, even accounting for the extra leap year. The Great Pyramid of Giza is my flat earth temple. Isaiah 19, verse 19-20 says, "In that day there will be an altar to the Lord in the heart of Egypt, and the monument to the Lord at its border. It will be a sign and witness to the Lord Almighty in the land of Egypt. Now, it's real curious, and I don't know if this was purposely, but the aspect of Lord Almighty is in lowercase letters. It's important. Another deception embedded into your hard drives is the fallacy of Hebrew slaves building the pyramids. Possessing supernatural strength and knowledge, the Nephilim and dark angels constructed my pyramids. In truth, the pyramid on the back of the US dollar is a Freemasonic prophecy of my coming stone kingdom. So everyone, what you do, get a dollar bill. And what we're going to be focusing in on is this. So get ready. The Great Pyramid of Giza contains the burial tomb of Osiris, Egyptian god of the underworld of death, life, and resurrection. He is the brother and husband of Isis, firstborn after the creation of the world. Osiris was murdered by his younger brother Set and reincarnated by Isis, his widow/sister. After Set drowned Osiris, Isis recovered his body only to have it stolen by Set, who then chopped it into 14 pieces. Isis found and reassembled the 13 body parts of Osiris, every one except his penis, the phallus. By the invocation of black magic, Isis became pregnant, eventually giving birth to her son Horus, who was her reincarnated former husband and brother Osiris. Figure the genealogy tree on that one. The pure white capstone on the Great Pyramid of Giza symbolizes the light bearer. White is the color of light, completion, resurrection, and the alchemy combination of 7-color spectrum: red, orange, yellow, green, blue, indigo, and violet. These are illuminated as the 7 levels of the chakra system. White, black, and red represent the colors of Freemason. Red and black are the preferred color of Satanists. Red equates to blood sacrifice. Blood equates to black equates to death. The Washington Monument and St. Peter's Square symbolically commemorate Osiris's missing phallus. The U.S. Capitol and Vatican Dome honor Isis's womb. Encased in its triangular capstone on the dollar bill, the Eye of Horus is the resurrected Horus, Apollo, Nimrod, Antichrist. At the dawn of my golden age, the Eye of Horus will be lowered onto the pyramid. So please stop and think about this. What's being said here is that the United States worships Lucifer. Oh, they think that they're worshiping a Christian, Jewish, Islamic deity, but those deities are not on the bill. And in it says, in God we trust. Again, I say all the time, folks, what God is being referenced here. Lucifer is probably more prominent in the circles of man than what most men understand. 2 Thessalonians chapter 2, verse 11 says, therefore God sends them a strong delusion so that they may believe what is false. For decades, my media has conditioned images to expect a future disclosure from their creators. Panspermia is the strong delusion that alien overlords seeded the planet with microorganisms millions of years ago, resulting in the evolution into images, man. These gods have returned to the flat earth on a mission of mercy to help images attain hypothesis apart from the demiurge. As it was in the days of Noah, soon my dark and watcher angels will be released from the abyss and fourth dimension of the second heaven to help me promote this great and final lie. Truth is found in Numbers 7 symbolizes completion, perfection, covenant, weekdays, creation, deadly sins, virtues, life cycles, sacraments, seas, wonders, sciences, planets, and inner orbits of an atom. Even Joshua walked around Jericho 7 times before it collapsed. There are 7 levels of Hindu chakra enlightenment located in 7 bodily portals. Once open, the coiled Hindu demon serpent rises into the various metaphysical chakras. Each vortex in the spine is energized, and the enlightened adherent is given over to a demon. As the spiritual serpent turns 7 times, the 7 chakra center chaste is the state of Bindu. At this heightened level of meditation, the pineal and pituitary glands in the brain activate, blanking the mind, opening a portal, and permitting serpent energy to enter and oppress the image. Really? Okay. Ruling over the Hindu temple is Leviathan, the serpent, a solar force demon whose spiritual tentacles are rooted in the coiled serpent Kundalini. As above, so below. Do you notice that Lucifer always says that over and over and over again? Us images ought to pick up on that, huh? 2 Corinthians chapter 11:14 says, and no wonder, for even Satan disguises himself as an angel of light. Well, you see, right there determines right there for all the people who are debating this, is Satan and Lucifer one and the same? No, they're not. They're 2 different, whatever, entities, deities, thought forms, but they're not one and the same. The Greek philosopher and mathematician Pythagoras was correct when he postulated that everything in nature regenerates through the number 10, the receptacle of all numbers. Daniel chapter 7, verse 24 says, and the 10 horns out of his kingdom are 10 kings that shall arise. Revelation chapter 13:1 says, and I stood upon the sand of the sea and saw a beast rise up out of the sea, having 7 heads and 10 horns, and upon his horns 10 crowns, and upon his heads the name of blasphemy. Numbers, numbers, numbers. I am the little horn and beast from the abyss. Whoa. 10 horns are the kings under my authority in the stone kingdom. The Ancient of Days appointed King Solomon to build his first temple. The inner sanctum, or Holy of Holies, was a cube-shaped room with all 6 sides 30 feet in width and height, and covered in pure gold, by the way. The old covenant cube was replaced by the new covenant cross. Here is another mystery revealed. A flattened cube is a cross. Black cubes are strategically placed across my flat earth in Manhattan, Santa Ana, Australia, and Denmark. Islam's centerpiece of veneration, the Kaaba, is in the shape of a cube. All black cubes have 6 surfaces and a mysterious 7th point, the most important symbol in Freemasonry. These 6 surfaces are the directions and elements: north, south, east, west, up, down, front, back, right, left, above, below, earth, fire, air, water, spirit, and matter. Spiritually, in the middle of the black cube stands the new Adam, the new transhuman, and radiating 6 pyramids. Superman, or transhuman Adam 2.0, is the embodiment of perfection, upgraded from a mortal double helix DNA genome into an immortal triple helix DNA genome, grafted into my image. Yeah. Boy, there's just a lot. And if you think about it, this demiurge that says he created these bodies obviously made a mistake. Circumcision is his indictment. I mean, if circumcision was so important, then why didn't you do it to begin with? When time and the demiurge are annihilated, the Superman will ascend into apotheosis. This is a depiction of the great occult axiom. The center is the father of the directions, the dimensions, and the distances. During the age of Aquarius, Lucifer becomes your father. Well, what happens if you don't want a father? Freemasonry's three-pronged mission is control of Jerusalem, ushering in the Antichrist's fourth kingdom of iron and clay, and the establishment of paganism as the final religion. Daniel chapter 2, verse 43 says, as you saw the iron mixed with soft clay, so they will mix with one another in marriage, but they will not hold together, just as iron and clay do not mix. Let's agree to disagree. Depicted as the winged humanoid goat, Baphomet represents the alchemical prototype, an androgynous hybrid embodying male and female, good and evil, as above, so below. A union of opposing forces creating the astral light of black magic and occultic enlightenment. Elias Levi, the famous French occult author and black magician, sketched the original depiction of Baphomet, claiming the name originated from the Kabbalistic coding. I did not know this. My altars hide in plain sight. The Stone of Light meditating room within the United Nations is a shrine to my divinity, and it does exist. Formerly financed by the Lucifer Trust, this black cube altar of iron ore is now under the politically correct umbrella of Lucas Trust. Crowned by a polished pyramidal top, the Stone of Light meditation room is a natural magnet emanating magnetic waves, shining as billions of tiny luminaries. A mural containing the 13 triangles and pyramids sits in place of the capstone. Wow. Excuse me. Herein lies another mystery. There exist 13 levels of Freemasonry above the 33rd degree. These are represented by the 13 steps on the pyramid of the dollar bill. 72 geometric figures comprise the Stone of Light mural and bricks in the pyramid. The lodestone of the Stone of Light meditation room is the largest ever mined, penetrating into the bedrock of my flat earth. Upon this rock, I will build my kingdom of stone, where massive pyramids will descend and set upon my flat earth, a mockery of the new Jerusalem coming out of the fifth dimension of the third heaven. And so if you begin to look at this on the dollar bill, it's a little disturbing because this is what people worship more than anything else on the planet. It's a little bizarre. And when you think about this room in the UN, what do you do with it? Revelation 21:2 says, and I saw the holy city, the new Jerusalem, coming down from God out of heaven like a beautiful bride prepared for her husband. That's a spaceship, folks, but it's a big spaceship. 1,500 miles in one direction, 1,500 miles in the other direction. It's a square of 1,500 miles, and it goes up 1,500 miles. It is the big cube. I feel like Mork. The big head's talking to us. 72 is the number of power. 72 names of the One, the disciples, the created races, confused languages at the Tower of Babel, the disciples of Confucius, the Chinese benevolent stars, the courtyard columns of St. Peter's Square, the pentagrams encircling the U.S. Capitol dome, the degrees separating the points of the pentagram, all derive their power from the number 72. Turned upside down, the pentagram depicts the evil goat. It is predominantly displayed on the cover of the Satanic Bible, the emblem of the Order of the Eastern Star. Turned right side up, the pentagram illustrates the hypothesis of Superman, transhuman. When asked what 6 plus 6 equals, the unenlightened answer 72. Those who hear my voice respond 666. Invoking 72 demons and confining them in a bronze vessel, which is sealed by magic symbols, is an example of black magic incantation described in King Solomon's book of the Lesser Keys of Solomon. Remember when we did that study? In what, almost 3 years ago? It is probably one of the, I just tell you, that book emanates, it emanates some powerful energy. And I'll just tell you right now, first time I read it, it overwhelmed me. I mean, and because these demons are real, this is not playtime. And whether this was written in the 12th or the 6th century, who knows? But it's strong energy. The demons that Solomon obligated to work for him are the same type of jinns used by black magicians today. Demons are contractually obligated to serve the black magician during his lifetime. Upon death, he or she becomes the slave to the demons. So is that the same with angels? The Temple of Solomon is the spiritual home of every Freemason. Once the third temple is erected in Jerusalem, Freemasons believe they will have access to Lucifer. Mason Albert Pike once said, "To the Master Mason, the Temple of Solomon is truly a symbol of human life, nothing more. The temple becomes a fit symbol of human life occupied in the search after divine truth, which is nowhere to be found." America was founded by Freemasons. A fresco of Mason George Washington, Ascension into Divinity, is stamped on the U.S. Capitol dome. I've done many stories of that. When I was a lobbyist, I can tell you, did a lot of time. It always got me is why were they showing Washington as God? A homage to the sea firmament dome above my flat earth. The Taj Mahal, St. Basil's Cathedral, and the Dome of the Rock are other examples of dome shrines. Freemasons believe their work will continue after apotheosis. The detached capstone setting above the pyramid on the dollar represents this unfinished work. Here's another bit of inside information. When the Freemasonic symbols of the square and compass are placed over the pyramid, it spells Mason. The 13 stars on the Great Seal form a 6-pointed hexagonal star. This is the symbol of Saturn, the black cube, and Satan. Saturn is the 6th luminary from the white sun. Male images represent the sun. Females embody the moon. In 1776, Adam Weishaupt founded the Bavarian Illuminati, which propagated the abolition of all governments and religions, setting the temple for Antichrist's 7-year rule. An inscription above the illuminated eye of Horus states, Amnati Copicis, which means he favors us. The ribbon under the pyramid states Novus Ordo Seclorum, or the new order of the ages. Pluribus unum means out of many, one. All on our money. The pyramid is a tribute to the Tower of Babel and Nimrod, who was the first Nephilim sun king who rebelled against the demiurge. Soon he rises from the abyss, resurrected as the Antichrist. After his ascension on my flight Earth, the capstone eye will set on the pyramid of the new transhuman temple, transcending from mortal to immortal, reflecting my image. I don't know what image this cat is. Makes one think, what are they changing us into? I did that video that I had that vision that Earth was being terraformed. And I'm starting to get it now. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Revelation 9 verse 6 says, in those days, people will seek death, but will not find it. They will long to die, but death will flee away. Some say that this is the zombie apocalypse that's going to be done by biowarfare. Who knows? Chapter 10, the final chapter. Divine dualities lie. Yes, Lucifer is God, and unfortunately, Adonai, the Ancient of Days, is also God. Lucifer, God of light, God of good, fights for humanity against Adonai, the God of darkness and evil. Albert Pike. I came to this conclusion years ago. Couldn't find anything about Lucifer. Couldn't find him, and I've done the video. Many of you seen it, but hey, something ain't right. I am the equal to and the antithesis of Adonai, the Ancient of Days. This is the lie of divine duality. As above, so below belies the notion that all of creation has an opposite. I am the yin to his yang, white to his black, truth to his lie. As to two columns of the Jachin and Boaz falsely represents equilibrium in Freemasonry, I promote the balance between life and death, construction and destruction. Truth be told, balance doesn't exist. I am the God of chaos, creating the problem in order to offer the solution, order out of chaos. Under the fiction of transhumanism and the promise of eternal life, the majority of human beings will freely choose to be implanted with my black goo, triple helix DNA chip. The consequences will be immediate and irrevocable, systematically transforming a mortal made in his image into an immortal mutation made in my image. Once an image reflects my light, future reconciliation with the Ancient of Days is nullified. If you choose this one, ain't going back. Take it from me, they don't want you. They don't. You're a sickness. You're a antivirus. Yeah. From the abyss of hell, 3,600 miles under the flat earth, the son of perdition will ascend as an androgynous Nephilim, carrying the mantle of Baal and Nimrod. He is a wicked, powerful hunter of the sons of men. The ascended antichrist will promote gender neutrality, eliminating all aspects of inherited male and female identity. Androgyny will transform sexual deviance into a societal norm, fomenting an alchemy of the sexes. Daniel chapter 11, verse 37 says, neither shall he regard the God of his fathers, nor the desires of women, nor regard any God, for he shall magnify himself above all. Upgrading from handheld to hand implantable will relegate smartphones to the dustbin of obsolescence. A wireless neural lace connecting the cerebral cortex, the clay, to the sentient. Woof! The atabayic quantum, the beast computer, which is the iron. Web searches, contacts, social media, thoughts, and emotions will be uploaded into a collective hive mind. Segmented algorithmic metaphoric, algorithmic, I couldn't know why I couldn't get that out. Patterns will accurately predict future behavior. This is already here. This is what was freaking me out when I read this. I told Lynn, I said, all this is here. So is this number one really Lucifer? If it is he really telling us the lie? Look what Facebook is doing. Look at what Google X is doing. This is the crown jewel. Facebook has been doing this for years. This will also supplant speech with organic telepathic communication. It will be a singular, collective, universal, new world order spiritually plugged into the light bearers matrix. Shared knowledge without individual thoughts or opinions. Uncritical conformity, creating a technological singularity of collective intelligence. Daniel chapter 8, verse 25 says, he will be a master of deception and will become arrogant. He will destroy many without warning. He will ever take on the prince of princes in battle, but he will be broken, though not by human power. In secret biological labs, bacteria is decoded and regenerated as new microbes, creating unique synthetic pairs of X and Y chromosomes capable of producing chimeras and monsters. Synthetic biology is unraveling and upgrading the physical DNA code into a digitized DNA code template. 1 billionth the size of a microchip. Nanochips enable the digitization of DNA genome code to be written on a word processor. Every material object on my flat earth will be chipped and plugged into the Internet of Things, powered by a 5G electromagnetic grid, uploaded into the beast machine. For 500 years, I have propagated the fiction of planet Earth from kindergarten to university. Global brainwashing has been reinforced by the UN, evolutionists, religious institutions, media, and the scientific community. Belief in a spinning ball traveling through a black void of endless space creates a nihilistic, cynical society devoid of love, obsessed with the present, and indifferent to eternity. The heliocentric theory kills purpose while reinforcing a sense of hopelessness. However, the geocentric theory is an evolutionary impossibility which cannot be intellectualized. It is a revolutionary childlike belief, igniting the fuel of faith into a burning ember. That which cannot be quantified into a box of space and time is the substance of God. Belief in the flat earth compels an atheist to acknowledge intelligent design created by an omnipotent being who controls the unfathomable. A proud intellect will never accept the geocentric theory. It is a slap in evolution's face. The illusion of a round earth remains my second favorable lie. Of course, it will never equal. God knows that your eyes will be open as soon as you eat it, and you will be like God. I must admit, a true masterpiece. Well, isn't that special? Woo! You know, no matter how you slice it and dice this, we're in something. I mean, there ain't no doubt about that. It is so freaking evident. We are in something. And belief systems. What's up, David? Let's see. I'll have to go check that out, David. 5 years ago. And here we are. I think many of us have in so many ways. I mean, listen, we're here for a purpose. There's a reason for it. We cover some deep stuff. And we're going to continue on this. We've got a couple of other books to really begin to look. So are we really at that point? Is it really this time now? I mean, if you listen tomorrow to the Steiger perspective, I will tell you this. I believe within the next 180 days, our realities are going to be highly impacted. And I keep getting this, and it's being reaffirmed by other sources. So something's happening. Something's happening. Never felt this way before, Brian. Ain't that the truth? I mean, my wife and I, we feel it. It's palatable, tangible. What's up, Martin Heidi? I happen to agree with you. Yeah, I mean, I have a smartphone, but I got to tell you, I only text or make phone calls on it. I don't use any of the applications. In fact, I keep mine on vibrate, and typically I put it somewhere where I can't be seen by it. Yeah. And when I figured that out, it was when I was, I guess it's been about 5 years ago. Yeah. It's doing all that traveling. I seen it taking an effect on people, the zombie effect. And when it started affecting me, when I literally ran into somebody and they ran into me, and it was a woman, I was in Las Vegas at a convention, and I was looking at my smartphone. She was looking at hers, and we both knocked each other down. And it's like, oh shit, man, I've been sucked into the machine, and it started getting to me. And when I started looking around, because it hurt. I mean, we both really, when you're walking at full speed and your bodies are not prepared to absorb the inertia of another body, you got several 100 pounds of inertia at work here. It can hurt, and it did. And it made me realize that it's taken over. And now, I mean, even in the grocery store, people are, yeah. All right. Martin and Heidi, that's why we love you. I know you're smart, very smart. Well, all right, folks, there you go. We'll pick up on something new tomorrow, and we're going to continue on this. There is so much material. I thought we might look at the Secret Book of Enoch. That's one I really want to find out, because this character, wherever it was from, kept, and there's two different books. And as you look at the two different ones, you're going, whoa. So is this creatures coming up from the abyss? There is stories out of Saudi Arabia that there is things going on over there. That's something, who knows? Okay. All out too. You're welcome. It's all it is. We don't apply ourselves into any belief here. Let's read the knowledge. Some of it's heavily, weighted in religious ideology, and some is not. But I kind of look at less. I don't want to turn away any knowledge. When I read the Quran, that was a difficult read for me. It's like, okay, because I was programmed in another way. But yeah. Well, thank you, Lost in Space. I enjoy these shows. I really do. Nina has her show coming up here in about 55 minutes. So head on over there. And folks, much love to you all. Let's just continue to learn. It's the only way we're going to figure it out. If we can figure it out, I don't know. All right.